friends, welcome back to MoonMagickSpirit. My name is Meg and today we're talking all about rose quartz. If you're someone that's been curious about learning more about crystals in general, or perhaps you've been seeking out to learn more about rose quartz, this is the video for you. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I like to talk about all things metaphysical and of the occult, such as crystals, tarot, and astrology seem to be the three biggest topics that I'm discussing here on my channel. So if you're interested in any of those subjects, I would love it if you would consider subscribing and checking out my other content. I would also like to give a shout out to my dear friend Samin, who requested this video. It took me a couple weeks to put it together, but we are here, so I hope it's everything that you were hoping it would be. And if there's another crystal that you're curious about learning more, let me know what that is down in the comments below. I do have the intention of going through quite a few crystals and making dedicated videos on each one so you can learn more about them. But if there's a specific one that you rather see sooner than later, let me know. I also currently have an all about amethyst video floating around on my channel too. I'll link it up above here so you can check it out after this video is over. So without further ado, let's get into the ultimate self-love crystal. And of course, as soon as I start filming, my neighbors start up with their diesel truck. It never fails. It never fails. Okay, hopefully they are done for a little bit so I can get this video out, because that is not the vibe that we want in the background of the video. So this is the ultimate self-love rose quartz. This is probably my favorite crystal. I'm super attracted to it because I have a lot of self-healing that I like to do, and this is a perfect kind of crystal for that. So this is my little prized possession. It's my little chunker of rose quartz. For the longest time, I had her sitting right back over there, but I have some calcite over there for now because I wanted to move her into my living room. And I've really been enjoying the vibe of her in the living room. So this is the stone of unconditional love and peace, making it a key crystal for the physical heart and also the heart chakra. By the way, I have my notes over here, so if you see me glancing over, it's because I don't want to miss any information in the video. So this purifies and opens the heart on all levels, bringing deep inner healing and deep self-love. So if you're somebody that wants to start your self-healing journey, I recommend getting some rose quartz. You can find smaller pieces that are pretty inexpensive, and the smaller pieces, in my opinion, are the better ones to work with because it's just easier to work with them. Whereas something like this, I just set out to vibe out the room and vibe out the space. You could work with this as well, but it's just easier with the smaller ones. Rose quartz is calming, reassuring, and excellent for trauma healing. It's also really good if you are somebody that suffers from panic attacks or a lot of anxiety, or if you have a really big crisis going on in the moment. This is a great stone to just grab and just sit and try to ground yourself and clear your mind and just bring that positivity back into you. I am someone that is working through trauma right now in therapy, so I'm feeling super drawn to this crystal, to the pieces that I have. And I also suffer from panic disorder. So rose quartz, I think that's why I'm just so attracted to it, because the healing properties that it has is what I need the most. And I'm just so grateful, and I love the vibe that it puts out. So aside from healing yourself and self-love, it is also said that rose quartz can be used to attract love. Now, take that how you will. Some people will take it as this stone is going to bring me my soulmate. I prefer to look at it as rose quartz is going to attract love because it's what you deserve, and you deserve to have loving, caring, and attentive people in your life. And it's going to help keep away the more negative and toxic people. That's how I see it. It attracts love because that is what you're putting out there, and that's what you're gonna get brought back to you. And the cool thing about rose quartz is that it's a really great crystal for fighting off negativity. And I think that's like the theme in a lot of crystals, right? It's like keep the negative vibes away. And there are some stones that do just like ward it off, but rose quartz transfers any negativity or toxicity and transfers it into a loving, calming vibe. So this crystal is doing the work, not just keeping it away, but it works on transforming that energy into something more positive and loving. And I mean, it just makes me love that crystal that much more. All right, so according to my source, I pulled a lot of the information from the Crystal Bible in case you're curious. So according to the Crystal Bible, it's saying that this crystal can be so powerful in attracting a romantic partner that you may need some amethyst to cool it off. But the thing that I would like to say about that is that I do really enjoy pairing amethyst and rose quartz together. I know that they tend to be the most basic crystals, but I mean, if it works, it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I do really enjoy the energy of amethyst and rose quartz paired together. I actually have that going on in a different room in my house that I'll touch on in just a minute when we get to that subject. So in existing relationships, this can be a really great crystal. If you are having relationship problems, it can be a really great crystal to help rebuild trust into your relationship. It's also used to continue to build harmony in your relationship and also to continue to build unconditional love. And I think that there's a little bit of a misconception with crystals in existing relationships, because you can be in the happiest, most loving, caring relationship, but wouldn't you want that vibe to just like continue, right? So it's not saying there's something wrong with your relationship or you're not in a good relationship, and it's saying that like, oh, this crystal isn't going to help because it's only for damaged relationships. That's not true. So for me, I do put the intention of continuing harmony and peace and open communication and unconditional love into some of my crystals, because I want to keep that vibe going. Not that there's something wrong or something needs to get fixed. It's why not have more of it? Why not manifest more of that? Why not set more of that intention into your life? So I hope that helped to clear things up when it comes to relationships and rose quartz and the whole love and soulmate thing. Rose quartz also promotes openness and beauty to all kinds. As I mentioned earlier, rose quartz is best known to draw off negative energy and replacing it with loving, positive vibes. And it also helps strengthen your level of empathy and your sensitivity. And it will help aid in making necessary changes. So to me, that goes back to the whole self-love on the therapy journey of using this to become more empathetic towards myself. To me, it's self-forgiveness is a very big thing for me, and self-healing, all of that. So becoming more empathetic towards myself. I feel like I do hold a lot of empathy for others and a lot of sensitivity for others, but not necessarily for myself. And I think like rose quartz is such a great reminder that we're deserving of forgiveness, and we're deserving of sensitivity, and we're deserving of love, and we need to give those things to ourselves. That's why I love calling it the self-love crystal. So this is also going to help you be more accepting and more open to those changes. And it says necessary changes because it is necessary. It is important for us to love ourselves, to accept ourselves. And it's a long, hard journey to get there. And if this can help make things easier and bring some peace of mind, then why not? Speaking more about therapy things and self-love and sensitivity, empathy, and now we're moving on to emotions about it. So this is a really great emotional healer, if you couldn't gather from everything else that I have said. So rose quartz helps to release emotions and heartache, transmuting emotional conditioning that no longer serves us, that negative self-talk, that negative self-hatred, and it soothes internalized pain and heals deprivation. So us depriving ourselves of self-love, us depriving ourselves of acceptance, us depriving ourselves of peace and happiness and harmony. I just love rose quartz so much. I don't care how basic people think it is. It's just such a powerful stone for me. Also, speaking of emotional healing, it can also really help us. I talked about a lot of like internalized trauma, but there's also outside trauma that it can help with, and it can also help with grieving the loss of a loved one. This crystal is said to open your heart to love and to help heal it when facing grief or trauma. It teaches us how to love ourselves, encourages self-forgiveness and acceptance, and it invokes self-worth and self-trust. And I love that. I think that is such a great intention. I invoke self-worth. I invoke self-trust. So now that we've talked more about the emotional side of things, let's talk about the physical side of things. One of the more interesting things about the Crystal Bible is that it tells you how crystals can treat physical ailments. So again, I'm not recommending this. I'm not a medical professional. It is just what my source has said, and there are people that can attest to this. There's someone that I follow on Instagram that had a knee injury, and I forget which crystal she said she used, but she said that she put the crystal inside her knee brace and noticed within a couple of hours the swelling on her knee went down. So there are people that can attest to using crystals to heal physical ailments. But again, this is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. It is just what my source says. So physically, rose quartz strengthens the physical heart and your circulatory system by releasing the impurity from bodily fluids. If you place this on your thymus, which is a specialized primary lymphoid organ, and it's located right about where my necklace is hitting me. It's like the slightest bit above where your heart chakra is. So it's like if I were to take a crystal, I would set it right here on my thymus. It can aid in chest and lung problems. It heals kidneys and the adrenals and alleviates vertigo. The crystal, or you can also make elixirs with properties of different crystals in them. So if you take the crystal or an elixir made with rose quartz properties, it's said that it can help soothe burns and blisters as well. I'm going to talk about some other different uses for rose quartz. One thing that I came across this post on Instagram, and it was like different crystals for plants. So when they listed rose quartz, they said that rose quartz is really great for healing plants. Right now, I have clear quartz in my snake plant to promote growth. So I think it's really cool. Maybe if you have some plant babies that are struggling, try throwing some rose quartz into the soil with the set intention of healing energy and see what happens. Another fact about rose quartz is that it can fade in the sunlight just like amethyst can. And holding the crystal enhances the intentions and positive affirmations. So that's the easiest way to set an intention with the crystal. So just hold it in your hand. I like to take a really big, deep couple of breaths, clear my mind, get my spirit guides involved, and make sure I'm in a calm, peaceful state of mind. And I just set the intention of what I ever want it to be. A really good affirmation or intention for a rose quartz is I am worthy of love, flaws and all. That's a really good general theme for it. The personal affirmations that I set to rose quartz at the start of the last new moon was for self-love and forgiveness. And I also use this one for sleep. So when I was talking about it promoting peaceful, calming, soothing vibes, I was like, that would be really great for me and my sleep problems. I do have issues with night terrors. I have issues with insomnia. I have issues with just getting restful sleep and actually getting deep sleep. So I have a little triage of crystals next to my bed. I have amethyst and lepidite and rose quartz. And rose quartz is said to help with insomnia, and it is also said to help bring peaceful, soothing, calming sleep. So that is the intention that I set to this crystal. I said, may you invoke peaceful, soothing, calming, restful sleep and keep my insomnia at bay. And what I like to do is when I get into bed, I actually do place this right here on my thymus, right by my heart chakra, and then I hold the other two crystals in my hands and I just lay on my back and I take deep breaths for at least 30 seconds, but I try to do it for a couple of minutes, just thinking about having peaceful, soothing, calming, restful sleep. And I notice that when I take the time to do that before bed, I do end up having a really good night's sleep. And the nights that I've done that, I've not had any night terrors. The lepidite is said to help with night terrors, by the way. So that is what has been working for me. And it is also said that rose quartz is best placed at the bed or the relationship corner of your home. And if you don't know what the relationship corner of your home is, when you're standing in your front door, what is the far right corner of your house? So that's a really great place that you can place it as well. So by the bed, relationship corner, or anywhere else that just feels right to you. There's really no set rules for crystals that if you don't have this crystal in a certain spot, your intentions aren't going to work. That's not how it works. It's just the intentions and the vibes and the energy will just be stronger placed in those spots where it will thrive. So I hope that this cleared up any questions or curiosities that you had about rose quartz. So if there's anything else that you were curious about rose quartz that I didn't answer in the video, let me know down in the comments. Here are my little rose quartz collection. I love and cherish all my rose quartz pieces so much. So let me know, do you have a favorite crystal? And it doesn't have to be a crystal you own. If you just see a crystal online that you really like a lot, that you vibe with, that you are interested in getting, or if you do own it, let me know what it is and what intentions you set on it, or like what you like to use it for. Or if you have rose quartz, what do you specifically like to use rose quartz for? That is gonna wrap it up for today's video. Be sure to check out the description box down below to learn where else you can connect with me. I hope you learned something cool today. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.